In Chapter 16 of Revelation with 0 strength and magic against enemies with 100 crit, we get 5 new characters. First, there's Ryoma, who has 0 strength and magic, and as a result, is actually not very good in this challenge. He gets Swordfare and Life and Death very late in the game, so he's mostly inferior to Felicia and other units I'm currently building. Second, we get Hanoka, who has 0 strength and magic, but is the most useful of the Chapter 16 squad because of her wide range damage aura personnel and super high resistance that is useful for walling off mages. Her flying mobility and bow and axes also make her surprisingly relevant against flying enemies and future island maps. Third is Azama, who has 0 strength and 0 magic and 0 use cases. And fourth, we have Setsuna, who has 0 strength and magic, who in retrospect probably could have been useful because of her ninja alternate class, but she joins very late and at a low level, so she didn't quite make the cut. And finally, we get Scarlet, who has 0 strength and 0 magic and 0 opportunity to do anything useful before she dies in the cutscene. The map starts all 5 of these newly joining characters in the upper left while your main army is deployed far away. They are threatened by a couple of enemies, including a promoted sorcerer, who is very hard for them to handle. While I did trash talk Ryoma's performance just now, he can actually defeat the nearby sorcerer if he gets lucky enough with critical hits, which isn't too bad with a 24% crit chance. In my first attempts, I get lucky with a crit and I'm able to buy enough time to move my real units into position. Felicia's able to one-round enemies by doubling them with a Levin sword, and Corin moves to block the choke point by being nearly invulnerable to physical damage. This map's gimmick are walls of fire that block player and enemy movement, which can randomly turn off and cause some funny results such as reset-worthy casualties. My next few attempts aren't very kind to Ryoma, as I have to repeatedly gamble and reset until he wins the duel with the sorcerer, which brings to mind some unpleasant memories of Chapter 5. Fortunately, the odds of him succeeding are a lot higher this time, and I only need a dozen or so resets in total. The random nature of the firewalls deactivating actually isn't too bad if you're paying attention, because you can simply move to reactivate them when they turn off, and I'm able to use this as a choke point to nearly clear the map. However, I get greedy when trying to feed XP to my other units, and Felicia surprisingly dies from a non-critical 22% hit rate hand axe to the face because of her life and death skill, which in this case caused death. I continue trying to push through in later attempts, and the enemies bunch up and actually get quite scary. Some mages and berserkers are nearly able to stack up and punch through Corin's otherwise impenetrable defenses, and Corin nearly gets killed. The space is very cramped, so I can't make much use of Savage Blow, which requires more angles of attack to be effective. I end up getting more success by using Ryoma surprisingly as a supplemental damage dealer, because he can still do some damage with the Reginto, and his High Void is useful. After a few more close calls, I managed to push through the main contingent of enemy berserkers and mages and manage to stabilize the map. I stick around for a little while longer to clean up a few more enemies, but the map is such a pain that I make the rare decision to just kill the boss and leave.